That's why I like organizations like Hydra.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair. Those are fair statements. Yeah, with that being said, guys, welcome back to What You Take, the show where we talk about just about anything we can possibly think of and bring you guys along for the unfiltered, unapologetic ride. As always, you're going to have myself here, Steve. You're going to have my brother, Chris.
That's me. I'm Chris. It's nice to be here again. How are you guys doing? I'm doing good. That's good. Good.
Sexy Spence.
Hey, guys. So weird following you up sometimes, Chris.
I was going to say, I was just Chris is like, whoop, and Spence's like, I don't have anything to say anymore. You took the words.
You took my mojo, man.
Today, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into a Spider-Man topic, but before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut this real quick because we have a word from our sponsor. All right, guys, me from the podcast must have said that it is time to talk about W. So we're going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. W Energy is the new energy drink that you need to try. It's got none of the other BS that those other drinks have in them, and they have got all the flavor that you do want. Personally, here on the show, we are big fans of the Galaxy Grenade and the Big Energy Tears. Me personally, this is my guy. Blue raspberry, all the way. One scoop, throw it in the shaker bottle, you're good to go. So here's what you're going to do next. You're going to go to w.gg. You're going to pick out the flavor that you want. You're going to go to checkout. You're going to enter in our code, What You Take. That's going to then save you 10% on your order. Here's what you're going to do next. Get back to the show. So today we're going to talk about Spider-Man, guys. I've got some rumors, some confirmations, and some whatnot and happenings and bips and bobbles and whatever. And I need your guys' takes on it because I've been stewing on it for a couple of weeks now. First one here, and it's really no surprise, but we're going to be looking at a fourth Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Okay, that's confirmed. The big rumor that's circling around with a lot of it is that we're going to see Black Cat, and that we are possibly going to see some form of a symbiote. Okay. And I'm not overly surprised with the symbiote thing, right? Because at the end of the one Venom movie, you saw him like point at the screen. It was Tom Holland. It was shortly after the events of Homecoming. So I'm not surprised that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
The Black Cat thing interests me because there's a very reliable Hollywood leaker that is saying that Sydney Sweeney is rumored to be cast as Black Cat.
Bro, that would be perfect.
It would be perfect. Here's my problem with it. A, she was already in Madam Web. So
I think they're just going to forget that movie existed.
They really should. They should just retcon
Bro,
Madam
I tried
Web.
watching it because it's just on Netflix now.
Yes.
And I put it, I mean, they're all insanely attractive.
Correct.
That helps.
Correct.
But, like, I
couldn't watch it.
I went and did dishes while it was on. Like,
You see, now, were they attractive enough to, like, jack off in a movie theater?
you know, I get them, though. I'm not saying it's right, but I get them. You know?
Was it that attractive, or?
I have self-control, but, like, I get it.
Well, Spencer watched it for the first time in his living room, so he probably did jack off.
Oh, yeah.
I do live alone. It helps.
It does. It definitely does.
Stick a black light in my living room. It just glows like a freaking beacon of hope.
Oh my god.
It's just all uniform and glowing.
Yeah.
It's not even like splotches.
No. There's no splotches. It's coordinated, sectioned off.
Paint roller.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
That visual is going to now be. I'm not going to your house tonight,
No, that's fair.
Spence.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, it's so sticky. Yeah, I'm done now.
So
My house is
sticky.
clean. I want to clarify.
No, you're way,
Yeah, no,
you're
too
in
far,
way too
too
deep
far,
now.
like-
You can't pull that back, dude.
Like,
You've said it on the internet. It's there forever now.
We've said a lot
Forever.
of. Spence has said a lot of things on the internet that are just gonna. Need I go back to the pineapple episode?
dude, I'm gonna be like trying to like I don't know, doing something important when I'm like 58, and then just pull this up, and I'm like I'm done.
You're gonna go apply for a job one day, and the guy
Oh
interviewing
my
you is gonna be the
God.
one guy who's like actually followed us
Oh yeah,
religiously.
yeah. Like,
Well, then
you want to explain episode 138? No.
What? No. What was episode 138?
Yeah, like.
That's.
Oh, was that about my living room?
There's some homework for you guys out
yeah,
there.
like.
Well, so I mean, fun fact before I go back into the Spider-Verse. So we had an Instagram announcement not too long ago that we officially pulled away from Spotify and Apple Podcasts and so on and so forth. So we are exclusively now here on YouTube, between YouTube Music, between the videos, so on and so forth like that. And there was a little bit of sadness involved in the termination of that one account, because these motherfuckers wanted to make it crystal clear as to what you were doing. I was like, okay, we're going to end the account. Literally, they got a box that pops up that says, "Are you sure?" Everything will be immediately bolded, underlined, immediately destroyed. They didn't say erased or gone. They said destroyed. And they
That's
said
an aggressive pop-up.
They said it is unrecoverable. I'm like, well, joke's on you, bitches, because I have everything backed up on my computer.
Yeah.
So I hit the button, and it goes, "We are now destroying 168 episodes." I was like, oh my God!
Yeah, we had a lot of content out there.
Yeah. So it seems like it's still out there, but nothing new is going there. So maybe some of our stuff is still on Spotify. Go check it out.
That's actually kind of... I love how it says destroy.
Destroy.
Like, I've never heard that used as a pop-up. Yeah.
We will grind it into oblivion.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Guys are at Spotify. We need to be more aggressive.
So back to the Spider-Man thing. So Sydney Sweeney, I'm not against it. I'd be interested. I think that the Black Cat is sexy as fuck.
That's my point. Like, I think actually she would fit very well as that character.
Right.
You know?
I just hope that they do the writing better than they did for Madam Web.
I just want to see her in the suit.
You're not
Let's quit splitting hairs. We all want to see it.
Down to brass tacks.
Yeah, like...
We need a good cleavage shot there, people.
Yeah. Chris, what do you got to say?
Nothing.
Moving on to the next
All
point.
right,
then.
anyway.
So then my question would be, what could we be looking at from a story perspective? We've got Tom Holland's Spider-Man, potentially Black Cat, and then adding a symbiote in there. So are we looking at a fight? Do we think the symbiote's going to be friend? Is the symbiote going to be foe? Is Black Cat going to somehow be the bad gal?
Are they going to incorporate Venom 3 coming out? Or is it going to be...
Depends on a couple of things. It depends on when in the timeline this movie takes place. It depends on if Eddie Brock is already Venom, or if this is kind of like an inciting incident that would then lead into the Venom series. The way I could see it working is because Black Cat is a master thief, is that she tried to, or was hired to steal the Venom symbiote, or the symbiote from Star Labs, or is that DC? That's DC.
That's DC. I get where you're going
Oscorp
with that.
or something like that, and then she fumbles it, breaks the vial, symbiote gets out, now it's a problem.
Here's the thing, though. Marvel's never really been big on prequel stuff. They keep moving forward.
Yeah.
So I think it would have to be whatever's next canonically.
It could just be a chunk of Venom, too. Like, it could be, maybe during Venom 1 or Venom 2, like, there was a cleanup crew from Oscorp that came out in the aftermath of it all and found a little squiggly thing and put it into a vial.
I mean, these are valid points.
I mean, to be fair, symbiotes are kind of like, they're all over the place on Earth.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and then I guess, yeah, the report didn't specify that it would be Venom. It just said a
Right.
possible symbiote. So maybe it's
Right.
not Eddie Brock.
Could be looking at Anti-Venom. Could be looking at... They already did Carnage.
They did Carnage. They did
Scream.
Scream. No, they didn't do Scream yet.
I thought
No,
they did
yes,
Scream
they
in
did.
the first one, yeah.
Are they doing Toxin?
Who was in the first one? The white one? That wasn't Scream, was it?
No, I thought they introduced Scream, though. Not the main villain. I forgot who that was.
I don't know.
I thought in Venom 1 that one of them they showed was Scream, and then she, I think, got her shit rocked. But I don't know if she actually died. I have to remember. Shit.
Remember!
Well, because I know in the Spider-Man 2 game, Mary Jane got hit with a symbiote and she turned into Scream. Wouldn't that be something interesting, though, if you introduce Black Cat and if the symbiote gets a hold of her and then she turns into Scream?
You know, okay, honestly, this is one of my guilty little pleasures, actually, is watching when they just mix and match symbiotes with different characters.
Dude!
Like, the Ghost Riding.
The Ghost Rider Hulk symbiote?
Yes! Like, oh my god, that's
Holy-
rolling death across the universe.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Like, I'm sorry, it's just...
I like those kind of things in Marvel specifically, too, because there are ways to just
break it.
Well, just level up, even. Like,
oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Ghost Rider. Which, honestly, I'm kind of interesting just from, like, a fantasy physics perspective, I guess. Is like, yes, I'm the spirit of vengeance, and I'm tied to literal hell, but space aliens, gloop.
That's the beauty of it.
My biggest thing, because actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Punisher also took one over also.
I think he did
Yep.
too, yep.
And I think I'd have to double check on this. I saw something about Doctor Strange at one point. Had one.
I wouldn't be surprised. They like to really, like, for those little, like, you know, maybe like 10 comic series, they love to just
Could
be like,
you imagine that though?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange and Venom. That's fucked
Oh,
up,
dude.
man.
I feel like
Wolverine.
see, I'll take a hot
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wolverine would definitely be a problem. I don't see it with Doctor Strange though, because like the only thing I could see a Venom symbiote doing for Doctor Strange is making him physically tougher and more formidable, but he doesn't really get up.
His powers don't complement each other. They're two
Exactly.
different-
Right.
I mean, it's still a powerhouse, but they're two different powers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like now I can fuck you up if you get close to me. Like,
I'm gonna break your bones and spirit. Like,
There was an interesting thing with Ghost Rider, and I promise we'll get back to Spider-Man here, people. Just hold on. There was an interesting thing that I had read that they're like back in World War One, there was like an old, it was like some of the original Ghost Riders there. There was the woolly mammoth one, but there was like a group of soldiers that all got a different spirit, and they had the fucking tank. They had a fucking hell tank, and I was like, oh my god.
explain that shit to your CO.
yeah,
Those are the guys where the CO like turned off the thing and said, "We're bombing the area. I know I have men down there."
we're just nuking it.
Right.
Like, we're just glassing this shit.
They came back.
They came back. Dude, I don't know, man. I think that's actually the cool part. I do wonder if they're gonna introduce Null though, the like god of the symbiotes.
I would think that they've got.
I mean,
to.
they've already hinted at him. I mean, we've seen the sword for the God Butcher.
Yep.
We've seen Nowhere, that head that was floating around in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
He did that, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that in another episode because I do have some more Marvel stuff
all right,
on
yeah.
another episode that I
I suppose
wanna
we're
hit.
getting more galactic scale now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's rein it back into Spider-Man here real quick. So that's the Tom Holland shit. Okay. It has been confirmed. I know we originally had a rumor on this, but it is officially confirmed. Nicolas Cage is coming for a live-action Spider-Man noir series. So that's confirmed. It's
dude.
gonna be a thing.
I'm actually really happy. I love anything with Nick Cage.
Yeah?
I'm sorry. Dude, he is just everything I admire to be. Like,
I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
yeah, like exactly.
I gotta catch the bad guys.
You sound more Owen Wilson
Yeah,
there.
I know.
Say wow in that tone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, man. Wow.
Wow.
It makes me wonder, are they gonna shoot it in black and white? I feel like they have to,
They
right?
if it's gonna be noir, they have to.
Yeah.
I mean, we did how many episodes of WandaVision that were in black and white, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
dude,
The only thing I can think of as a noir black and white is Sin City.
Oh
That
my
movie was
God.
so nightmarishly over the top.
That was a.
That's the only frame of reference I have for a noir film.
Oh, that's fair.
Like,
No, I think they
So
have
just-
to. Like, they'd have to do black and white if they do noir, though.
Yeah.
they do. It's just
I'm just imagining Sin City with
unless
Spider-Man.
they do like a Chinatown vibe where it's like
Well,
back in
and-
the day kind of stuff.
I feel like too the other part is like it's got to be a limited series. I can't see Nick Cage signing on for something that's going to last 10 seasons.
Right. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I actually love the limited series though.
They're
kinda
like,
fun.
dude, it's
7,
like okay,
8
cool. It's like a
episodes.
solid you get like 6 solid hours. It's good. It's not quite movie, but it's not quite like
Yeah.
I don't got 28 episodes to get through before it becomes interesting.
Correct.
Like
Yeah. I'm excited for the new Harry Potter series just to see how much they expand on things.
I'm not really. They're doing a Harry Potter series.
Yeah, they're doing like a season per book.
You didn't know about this?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Okay, pausing the Spider-Man thing again. They're completely redoing Harry Potter. So
I didn't know that.
they're recasting everyone. We're gonna have a new Harry, a new Hermione, a new Ron, a new everybody, right? But they're doing a whole series per book.
Wait,
or
was this
season
when they
per
were talking
book.
about bringing back like the old cast as like teachers now, just to be kind of fun?
Possibly, yeah.
I want to see Harry Potter as Snape.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but so that's gonna be a thing. I have no information on it.
No.
Mr. Potter. Anyway, sorry, that was weird.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at as far as the whole Nick Cage thing goes.
Okay.
I like Nick Cage.
Yeah, I do too, and I think he'd do a good job. Like I liked him in the movie. when he was like his voice acting and stuff. It felt very 1920s.
Was he the voice actor in the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
So he's already got the feel down. But
Yeah.
so that was the other thing that accredited, in my opinion, to the black and white theory is they even in that movie,
the highly colorful movie,
right? They made sure to keep him black and white.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've got to.
Honestly, the thing I love about black and white though is if like you get a good director, you can do a lot with black and
Oh,
white.
you can, absolutely.
Like, between shading and even I've noticed a lot of them like to play with like the emphasis on certain colors, so I don't know if they're going to play with that. They did that in Sin City.
Yep.
A lot. Like
Oh,
red
like
and
the
stuff
red.
popped, like it was that kind of thing. So I don't know if they're going to do something like that, but
I really need the overlaid like narration, like old like detective noir type style.
I want to have a secretary desk. You walk back there's like a haze of smoke with a
has to
ceiling
be.
fan.
Yes.
Dude's got a bottle of whiskey and he's like, just some gumshoe shit.
Yeah, you still got to be poor though.
Well, yeah, he's always poor no matter how much he works.
Most detectives are poor anyway,
Yeah.
so that would fit perfectly.
It's a universal constant it's a multi-universal constant that Peter Parker
could you
is
imagine,
always broke.
I would love that though. Like, could you imagine if you found all of you in a multiverse and you found they're all broke deadbeats?
Didn't
all of them?
Wasn't that addressed in something somewhere? They're like, wow, I'm still poor. I thought that was addressed somewhere.
I think it was. I know Peter Parker was one of them too, where like he, what was the universal constant with him? Like Ben always died. Wasn't
Uncle
it?
Ben always died.
Yeah, like that was one of the constants.
Yep. Uncle Ben always dies, and he's always broke.
And he's always broke.
Wouldn't that be a really fucked up thing though too? It's like, okay, great. So there's so many different spider
Versus
men in
there's some really fucked up ones out
so
there.
it's like you've even got you've got Miles Morales, you've got Spider-Gwen, you have there was a few other ones, but it's like Peter Parker specifically is always broke.
Is always.
Could you imagine? You're like, wow, that variant's filthy fucking rich. Where's Peter Parker? He's the janitor. God damn it!
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
He actually just works for the Bugle still.
Every time.
See him emptying garbages
Every
like,
time.
I did just see a thing recently. Apparently, in the comics, though, J. Jonah Jameson is actually a mutant rights activist.
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Apparently, J. Jonah Jameson has no problem with mutants.
It's
You
just
know, hey,
Spider-Man.
to be
Just
fair,
Spider-Man. He just straight up hates Spider-Man because he's Spider-Man.
I love that. He's just like, no, fuck that 8-legged freak. Like,
That's amazing.
well, dude. I mean, hey, to be fair though, I loved when he was like, remember when the Green Goblin was interrogating him, and he
Yep.
did not give up Peter.
Nope.
no,
At all,
yeah,
dude. I'm telling you, he might be a dick, but he's got morals.
He's got stones.
yeah. Honestly,
Could you imagine if a Green Goblin busted through, blew out your wall on the 12th floor, flew in and started interrogating you, and you're like, fuck that, I ain't saying shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, anything blows through the 12th floor of anything, I'll tell you anything you want to know right now.
right away.
Because you've got resources that I didn't know existed.
Yeah, right, like, you have a hoverboard, motherfucker.
Respect to J. Jonah Jameson. Honestly, as my favorite thing to do in both Spider-Man games, on honestly all three, is to listen to the J. Jonah Jameson podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
I love hearing those rants.
Yeah, I love it too. Like there are times too. 'cause
Let me tell you.
it'll cut off if you go into a mission.
Yeah.
So there are times where like I'm approaching a mission area.
I do that too, dude.
And
I do that too.
You
Like,
stop and
yeah.
finish
Oh
it.
yeah, like no, I have to hear the end of this.
Yes.
I have to finish this rant. Like,
It's a wonderful thing. They did really good with those games.
Oh,
Like,
those were
coming from a
amazing.
guy who's not inherently like a Spider-Man guy. Those games were actually a lot of
I
fucking
know I
fun.
haven't played Spider-Man 2 yet, but
I haven't played. I heard it's amazing.
that's what I keep hearing too. I have it downloaded because it came on my PlayStation. But dude, I was finishing Days Gone, and that game was way longer than I thought it was. Yeah, between like Helldivers and Days Gone, dude, that was like all of my gaming.
Oh, for sure.
I started another playthrough of God of War.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they did an hour count, dude. 145 hours I spent on freaking Days Gone. That's wild. I don't know. Anyway,
Well, those are
Steven,
rook-
I think you'd like
Those
Days
are
Gone.
rookie
Yeah.
numbers. You gotta
Oh,
pump
yeah.
those numbers up.
Yeah, dude, if you want to borrow it, let me know.
Oh, you got it on disc?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. I'm mainlining Helldivers right now, and it's
Yeah.
weird because I don't get very many games where I hit like the hundreds of hours mark, and I'm pretty sure I'm close to 200 hours on Helldivers already. And
Dude,
I've only been out for a couple
fuck
months.
I love Helldivers. I'm not gonna lie, but like, dude, do you know how many times I'll be like, I'll hop on in game, then all of a sudden I realize we've been on for like 5 hours.
Correct.
And I'm like, that's my night's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's over
Yeah.
now. It's all over. The last bit of information that I got pulled up in regards to the Spider-Verse specifically makes me very happy. I will put this out there. I have no information on story. I have no information on casting. I just know the concept of it. But our prayers have finally been fucking answered. We are getting an R-rated Venom animated project being put into the works. Specifically the call out on motherfucking R-rated.
I'm a big fan of that. Personally,
Yeah!
Because, like, dude, I hate when you have, like, awesome bad guys, but you can tell they're so nerfed because they can't show how gruesome they freaking are. Like, dude, what they did with Carnage.
Yep.
Sorry, man. Like, that dude is a psychopathic killer who, literally, I don't know if you know this, but, like, in one of the comics, they literally Spider-Man went into his head, like, Cell kind of shit. And all he found in there was, like, thousands of ways this dude had thought of killing Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over and over. Thousands. And he went through and explored his brain that way. The dude is a psychopath.
Yeah.
And he was so nerfed.
Isn't there a thing, too, like Professor X tried to read Deadpool's mind once and gave himself, like, a brain bleed or something?
I could see that. I don't know specifics on that, but I could definitely see that.
Because here's the thing that bugs me the most when people typically think R-rated is they're expecting like blood and gore, and I hope to see it because
Right, yeah.
you know, it's kind of fun.
yeah.
But even just terror, like
Right.
fear, like do something good with Venom and how terrifying and nightmarish he can
yeah.
be. That's what I want to see.
Well, they played up like the joke aspect of it, where it's like a ha-ha comedy thing. And
Yeah.
it's like, nah, dude, you gotta... Like,
Venom's
there
a
are funny
problem.
things, but Venom, he's a beast.
Yeah.
Like...
Realistically, I think what I wanted out of that live action movie that they did is I wanted the aesthetic that they did with the Tom Hardy film, right? Big
Right.
muscle, broody Venom. That's what we wanted.
Right.
But I wanted the characteristics and the personality of the Spider-Man 3 Venom. That needed
Spider-Man
to merge.
3 is what Venom is.
Correct. They just made him skinny.
Yeah, like very
He
small.
needed he needed to be a brute.
Right.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man 3's Venom, especially when like Venom was out, not when he was like melding with Eddie or whatever.
Yeah.
But like there were times in Spider-Man 3 when like Venom was out, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
like you a problem.
You know, actually, I haven't rewatched Spider-Man 3 in a while.
I haven't watched any of the Toby's in a while.
That's fair.
good
They
old
are-
Toby.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, one more thing that I had heard in regards to the Spider-Verse. At some point, I don't know what project or anything like that, but they are confirming that they are going to reintroduce a different style or a different look for Green Goblin and for Doc Ock, and more than likely with different actors attached to them as well. So my question with that becomes, are we going to be seeing something that's going to look really modern, really futuristic, or are they going to backtail and go more comic book style? Because the films so far have been very like modern day-esque,
Yeah.
right?
I'd like comic book style. I want to see what they can do with that, personally.
The Doc Ock one worries me with that because Doc Ock comic style is like green and yellow spandex.
Yeah, but I feel like if they could kind of take the colors and kind of make it work with the not so I guess like not so comic book. Like I don't want to see him in spandex, but like
Right.
you know, maybe like a shirt that's green and then like or a yellow shirtish off yellow and then green pants like camo or something.
You want to see a nod to the comic book,
yeah,
not
but
a
like
direct
dude, sorry,
replica.
I'm not a big fan of spandex
Yeah.
all around.
Well, Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Well, it's different.
Well, that's for flexibility.
Different.
Obviously.
It's purely for agility.
Yeah.
She needs her full range of motion.
Exactly.
Yes, that's
yeah.
it. You have to do the character justice. It would be like putting Anne Hathaway in a potato sack. You don't do that
You don't
for
do that.
Catwoman.
No.
It's about staying
She has
true
to
to the
have
character.
free range of motion. She has to
Absolutely.
be able to stretch.
She's got to be able to adequately lean on the bat pod.
Yes.
I mean,
you know,
it's
and
and
do
when you
the
think about it,
splits when she walks out of a room.
yeah. When you think about it, I mean, just
It's all practical.
it's all practical.
All of
There
it.
is zero sexual motivation.
Exactly. It's all about stats.
Stats. It's all about the damn stats, man. Gentlemen, that's what I got as far as the Spider-Verse goes. Any closing thoughts on anything we talked about here today? Takes on anything there?
Honestly, there hasn't been too many Spider-Mans where I've been like actually disappointed. So
Fair.
like, I mean, there was Spider-Man 3, which we all kind of like. That was so long ago though. There's been so many great Spider-Man. Like the games are amazing, the movies that come out, even the animated movies are good. Like, I don't know. They're doing a pretty good job with Spider-Man.
I'll agree.
Yeah, and I think Spider-Man 2 is like, I like Spider-Man because Spider-Man is what I like to call a gateway superhero. He's right up there in my opinion with Batman, and he's right up there with like Superman, and like he's a lot of people's kind of like first exposure to.
He's like one of the main core superheroes.
Yeah. He's one of the ones that'll like get you in.
Right.
Yeah. That's that. I mean, that's fair. He's a gateway. That's that. All right. That's Chris's take. All
Hey, you
right.
seen these comic books, kid? Spider-Man,
First one's free.
Superman.
First
Each
one's
first
free.
one.
First one's free. Marvel Comics, Spider-Man. Come on.
Saying.
All
He's
right.
pretty
Cool kids are
dope.
doing it.
All the
like-
cool kids.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is Spider-Man is so good at having crossovers with other characters
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Oh, dude.
Like, so yeah, you.
I'm surprised they haven't done a Deadpool Spider-Man team up yet, honestly.
Yeah, they have a
Oh.
great relationship in the
Yeah.
comics.
I mean, who knows? It could happen depending on how the whole Deadpool Wolverine events happen and what all kind of transpires
Right.
with that.
Right.
But we'll have to see what happens on that. Anyway, I'm gonna bring this one here to a close, guys. Thanks for tuning in to our Spidey Talk. Stay tuned for more random craziness, and of course, until next time, peace.
Goodbye. Out. It's still on me.